Dr. Marks, they changed your music on you with your pillow talk. It's getting a little sultry in here. Taking it down to like Miami style.
Love it.
All right. Well, thanks for staying with us. You know, we talked a little bit about dating. We talked about first dates. We're going to go past the first date. Hopefully this isn't happening on the first date. To jealousy. Yeah. We all feel a little jealous, probably from some time to another. And it's a natural emotion, but however, it can be a destructive one. Dr. Kristen Mark, she's the director of the Sexual Health Promotion Lab at the University of Kentucky. See, you're very, very official. She is the expert. We're telling you that. She is going to talk to us about how to deal with these feelings of jealousy.
I am, yeah.
I just feel like I had to say your title after that music. It wasn't
make it legit.
just that we were waltzing into the club.
Yeah, right. It's okay.
So where do you feel like jealousy, just kind of on a base level, where it starts at? Is it just some people are prone to be jealous? Is it an insecurity issue?
So it really depends. Like you may consider yourself a particularly jealous person, and if that's the case, like if you see yourself as a really jealous person, then that is certainly more about you and looking inward into like why is it that you feel that way? Is it it's probably an underlying fear of some sort, a fear of being abandoned, a fear of being rejected. There are a variety of like base level fears that we might have. And so really assessing what it is about that makes you feel like you are a jealous person. Now there are other situations where you would have somebody who might, they might just in certain situations within their relationship have sort of bouts of jealousy. And jealousy, yes, it is a complex emotion. It's also a necessary one sometimes. And it's something that rather than just trying to suppress it, use it as a guide for yourself of like, oh, this is telling me something actually. What is it about this that's really bothering me? And getting to the bottom of that rather than just taking it at face value of like blaming someone else, which is often what we do when we first experience jealousy. We have a tendency to just like react, but instead try and think about like, what are the underlying reasons of why I feel this way right now? Like, do I not feel heard? Do I not feel seen by my partner? What is it about this?
Sure.
And talking about that with a partner.
In probably a calm situation, because often when we're jealous, we kind of lash out or either get a little passive aggressive or just go straight in for it. Yep. And that impacts the relationship.
Yeah, that's unhealthy, definitely. And if you're not able to talk with your partner about it, then making sure that there is certainly external help that you can get, like going to a therapist about that. But having conversations and using that jealousy as a guide to come into those conversations and start to open up those conversations in the relationship. It can feel really vulnerable to admit to a partner, like, I'm feeling really jealous right now.
Right.
But that admission in and of itself is something that's going to bring the two of you to understand one another better. And if that person wants to walk because of that, then that also tells you something, right?
Wow.
Instead of working with you about it.
Right. Yeah. Is there a way to take that word jealousy and as you have time to think about it, as you said, so many other emotions come up, and instead of saying, I'm jealous of this, turn it into something else and say, this is the real problem?
That would be a great way to approach it. And to acknowledge that feeling of jealousy, certainly, but then think about what is it about this scenario that is making me feel this way, and acknowledging that and acknowledging your role in it too. If we just blame the other person and we just say like, well, you were talking to this person the whole night, or you were doing this and you were doing that,
right,
doesn't fix anything. And that's just going to get the other person's walls up, and then they're just going to get defensive and you're not going to get anywhere with it.
So what do you suggest doing?
So instead, acknowledging what the underlying reason is and trying to think about that. And maybe you don't know what that is at first, and that's okay, but as you start to notice that, then and not allowing your emotions to take over, sure, to where you just go into attack mode, because that's a natural reaction too, right? We feel the feeling of jealousy. It is an intense emotion. It stirs up a lot of insecurities within us, and so it can be really hard to stop and allow yourself to look into that.
It's a lot going on, and a lot of time we probably could use somebody's help to help mediate that, somebody like you.
Yeah, so seeking out a therapist is helpful.
So how do we get a hold of you?
You can go to my website, KristenMark.com, and reach me there.
Which is fabulous. She has all kinds of blog articles, all kinds of information. Definitely check out Dr. Mark's website if you've never ever done that before. Even if it's not jealousy, just anything that you possibly could need. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. Great tips. I like the way that you're saying it's not always negative, because it can help as well. See, we're taking the positive
Get to the
side
bottom
of
of it.
things. All right, stay with us. We are talking ribs, a little rib recipe coming up next. Chef Allison Davis has a stick to your ribs recipe for short ribs she's going to share. We'll be right back.